All right, let's start. This is the last leg of 10th Circular Economy Conference. We originally decided to have 5 presenters, but there is another interesting presentation from 2 guests. I'm going to prioritize the guest presentation now. We have European Investment Bank, EIB, Mrs. Johan Tosia. Did I pronounce it right? Okay. She's the mandate officer in charge for blended programs with the European Commission. And we have one of our very good friends, Dr. Patrick Doyle. He's the senior economist and the specialist for circular economy and resource management. They're going to briefly present to you what they do within these 2 organizations. I'm sure it is very interesting. Stage is yours, sir, and madam.
Right. Many thanks. Thank to the organizer. It's always a great pleasure to be here in Beaconsfield. And as we were saying, this presentation was not scheduled, was not planned into the agenda, but we think since it fits very well what the European Investment Bank is doing. And Michael just gave me a slot of 10 minutes together with my colleague Joanna. And first of all, my name is Patrick Doyle. I've been working at the bank for more than 10 years now, dealing with sustainable resources management, waste management, circular economy. So I'll try, since it was not forcing to be to present something, I will try to keep it really, short. And if there is any question, discussion, so we can be, we can have a short discussion on one by one. Does it work?
That way, sir.
Yeah. I'll give you a very quick introduction to the European Investment Bank. So basically, the bank belongs to the EU 28, and that's very important to the discussion of today or this week. That the bank we consider ourselves as policy banking. Why is that policy banking? Because in contrast to any commercial bank, our main drivers are to implement EU policy. That's quite important for the subject, for circular economy, for resources management, etc. I will come back later on to that. And secondly, very important to be underlined that the bank, we are a self-financing institution. So we are generating or getting our money from the capital market. This is AAA bank. So that means at the end of the day, we have to finance good projects. But nonetheless, and we'll come back to that later on with Joanna, so we have dedicated instrument that when it comes to project outside Europe, how to blend EIB investment together with Commission money. As I said, circular economy is one of the top priority at the moment of the bank. Environment, of course, infrastructure, SMEs, you name it. But it can be combined. So that means the same project can be very innovative, operating by an SMEs and in our sector, circular economy. So in terms of financing, we said, well, first of all, circular economy can englobe or embrace anything like environmental, innovation, and SMEs, and as I said, this is one of the top priority for the bank. When it comes to financing, very quick, it can be, we have different financing instruments, put it this way. One of them is the so-called direct investment. So that means, you have an investment loan, a project, submitted by public or private or corporate. It can be also PPP. It can be intermediate. So that means EIB creates credit line in a given country to support, for instance, circular economy project. Why are we doing that? Because I forgot to mention that, we're doing more or less 70 billion euro a year. So that means the projects, the size, they are quite substantial. So, but in waste management or circular economy, the project can be, in terms of capex, 5-10 million investment need. So if it's too small in bracket for EIB, we create the so-called credit line with the commercial bank, and it can be also PPP, etc. So now, very important, what I'd like to mention, this is how the bank works outside the union. Especially a project, especially in our sector, like solid waste management, recycling, or biogas, in circular economy in general, can be, from economic point of view, sound. So that means job creation, protection of groundwater, protection of human health, etc. From pure economic point of view, makes sense. But from financial point of view, there is kind of a gap. So how does it work? When we go outside the European Union, we present the project to the European Commission for the so-called blending. So that means, in order to fill this gap between finance and economics, we ask the Commission to put some grant money to this project to make it happen, to make it sustainable. And I think this is where Joanna, you'll give a brief overview how this blending mechanism works. Thank you. No.
Thank you. So my name is Ioana Turcea. I'm also working with Patrick at the European Investment Bank. I've been working in the bank for almost 2 years now for the operations which are outside the European Union. And the regions which I'm covering are Latin America, Caribbean, Pacific, Asia, Central Asia. But in addition to this, also for Africa and for neighborhood, we can access EIB from the European Commission additional grant finance to complement the financing package of the projects. And that's what we call blending. And usually when we identify the projects, we talk with the promoters, which could be either the public ministries or the private promoters, and we sometimes identify that the project may also need some technical assistance for preparing better the project in order to comply with the environmental, social standards of the EU, and sometimes there is also a financing gap that's either related to the fact that there's a need for more concessional financing in the package, given the IMF that issues of the countries, and then we have to come up with some grant money to complement and to reduce the financing costs for the promoter, or sometimes we can enlarge the scope of the project by adding some innovative elements, and I think in the topic of today that's something where we sometimes can add to the project, and then again we can provide more grants from the European Commission to these projects. And so we, EIB, then talk with the promoter and go to the Commission, and then we access the funding, which is then transferred to the project. So basically, yeah, these are the two types of financing that can be combined with the grants. I don't know if there's something else.
Maybe this is dedicated per region, so live.
Yes. So the way the Commission works is that it has the regional facilities, and we have a regional facility for Africa, one for neighborhood, one for Latin America, one for Caribbean, one for Asia, and another one for Central Asia. So we go for each region, and we identify projects and we request the grants for each project. And I don't know, anything else?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Joanna. I think Joanna mentioned that, which is one thing that we are facing as kind of issue in the sector in general, especially in waste management or circular economy. So, project preparation. So, if you go, you look at what grant money envelope dedicated to circular economy from European Commission side, from European Investment Bank side, so you will see this is enormous. But this is what I was discussing before with Professor Heck. What is missing a lot of time, this is the beginning. So a clear feasibility study with technical description and financial situation of this project. So all in all, just to tell you, the bank, this is not just only investment, but also this is advisory in terms of project preparation, implementation, and just to give you some ideas, like for instance, this is a new initiative together with KfW, and we're talking about, more or less 10 billion euro investment for circular economy in the next 5 years, or in the next 4 years. So this is, just some example of project that we finance. For instance, this is a recycling activity that we do this year. This is another one also, which is quite important to mention. This is the so-called Clean Ocean Initiative. This is another initiative that we're doing together with KfW. And so this is 2 billion euro investment, so for coastal region, coastal cities that the bank is pushing for the next 2-3 years. So all in all, so some of those initiatives, they are overlapping, but all in all, we see that actually, as I said, circular economy, proper waste management, this is at the top priority for the bank, and for a bank like European Investment Bank, which is, as I said, policy banking, because this policy, this is mainly one of the main directives of the European Union. All right, I think in a nutshell, that's it from our side. And as I said, it was not foreseen to present something, but I was thinking, well, it fits very well to the discussion of today from a financing point of view. Thank you then.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Doyle. Thank you, Joanna. Now we are getting back on track with our scheduled presentations. These 5 presentations are centered on circular economy research, and university education. Our first presenter is Mr. Arnold Klingais. He's representing the Democratic Forum of Germans in Romania. His presentation would be on Horizon 2020 projects on circular economy. Over to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great pleasure speaking to you about the cycle economy approach in Romania. I had the opportunity, being the mayor of Avrig in Sibiu County for 8 years, planning an approach for reinventing the local community. During those years, we cooperated with Interreg programs and also with URBACT, but were a pilot site in the 7th Framework Program. After a few years of research and traveling around Europe, meeting politicians, scientists, business people, focusing on the topic of immigration from rural areas into urban areas, we conclude and come up with an approach to design a sustainable model for efficient exploitation of local and regional bioenergy supply, and piloting of the concept as a means of achieving a smart region status for 3 European regions. I will present very brief those 3 regions. It was, first of all, my home region. It was Sibiu County. Our learning partner or teaching partner was Tulln in Austria, close to Vienna, and the region of Potenza in Italy. For designing this Horizon 2020 approach, we selected sources of inspiration, models that are promoted already by the European Union, but also models that inspired ourselves. And we select Karlskrona in Sweden with the triple helix concept designed and developed there. Very brief, Karlskrona was a center for shipping industry, which in the 70s lost 90% of their local economy and were forced to reinvent themselves. The model of Tulln, which is a green city, has a supply of green energy of almost 70%, implementing every new technology on the market. A town which I visited a few times was our second model for designing the Horizon 2020 application. Now I will give you a brief introduction about the situation in Sibiu County. Developing an European model for economic regeneration of disadvantaged areas resulting from population emigration, industrial migration, or defective management. That was the situation in Sibiu, where the phenomenon of emigration of active population from areas where they are unable to maintain attractiveness and development prospects for the population are increasing throughout the European Union. Our example in Sibiu, where in the northeast of Sibiu about 50% of the population emigrated in the beginning of the 90s to Germany and to Austria. Most of them were the German minority living in Romania. And the second step of emigration after the access of Romania to the European Union. On the other hand, the collapse of the large industrial platforms and the associative structures in agriculture led to the migration of the rural population to the cities or directly to the west. A phenomenon that also led to socio-economic non-functional communities and rural areas. As a conclusion, in view of the acceleration of the emigration phenomenon in many disadvantaged areas of the European Union, the SmartReg project implemented in Sibiu County aims to develop a generic model that focuses on local potential and resources, using cutting-edge technologies in agriculture, food processing, and recycling the waste biomass, exploiting the synergy between processes and technology. In a few words, the triple helix model we choose for reinventing the local economy in Sibiu County. We have the three stakeholders, to say, the university, the industry, and the government. For the Romanian Smart Reg model, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Sibiu County Council, and the Avrig City Hall, where I was the mayor of 8 years, has the purpose to submit an application for the Horizon 2020 program. With the support of academia and research, the National Research Institute for Electric Engineering, the University of Sibiu, the Boku University of Vienna, and others were responsible to design the technical and scientific approach. Very important, the private sector, private businesses and partners are required to become involved in the regeneration process. Implementation phases through the Inter-Community Development Association and regional operators. We have three main areas or fields of action. First, you see the agriculture as the main focus, because we have to reinvent agriculture in rural Romania. The Romanian villages are without life, to say. Many people left the countryside, and so dysfunctional villages are the result. In the second phase, to focus on processing locally, to keep the products out from the agriculture local, to add value to them, and finally sell them to locals or to distribution channels. The third, and that topic which is linked to the cycle economy based on energy efficiency, is the recycling. We have to use the waste from agriculture and processing, collect it efficiently, and transform it into green energy to reduce the dependence of fossil fuels and all the negative impacts on climate by burning fossil fuels. On the map, you see Sibiu County. Our project has the aim to cover 2/3 of Sibiu County, with the center in Avrig, the town which I had the opportunity to develop this program for. In the first phase, focusing on agriculture, we have to decide where, what, and how we can produce. Then we have to do an assignment on the soil. We need to look on legal aspects relating to property, associative forms of owners, equipment planning, planting materials, seeds, warehouses, and logistics. In other words, we have to reinvent the north part of Sibiu County, where I told you in the beginning 70 to 80% of the people are immigrating to the west or to big cities all around Romania. In the second phase, we concentrate on how to create jobs in the area, how to make young families see future and perspective in their hometown and come back and become active to rebuild the rural areas in Sibiu. In this sense, we have to see what can be produced, how, dimensioning the processing units, soil techniques, select equipment, positioning those processing units, and also see which are the best technologies on the market. As an example, We use, during the region, we have maybe 20, 30, 50 farmers that produce potatoes. No one of those farmers will be able to process potatoes by himself. We need to organize the farmers, collect the output, and design a processing unit that make it possible to keep the added value in the region and not export or sell the raw material. That example can be done on any output of the region, if it's fruit, if it's meat, or whatever. The idea is to create the added value mechanism in the region, for the region, and make a perspective that families like to come back to live in their villages. The third phase of the Smart Region project is focusing on the waste, is focusing on the resource. Waste is a resource, and if it's linked to a chain, it can be transformed in energy, as we learned today, or as we saw in the last days, in many ways. In this regards, we have to analyze where, what, and how we can transform bio waste into energy and give an added value. Filling the households and forest waste, sizing of power plants, logistics, and distribution. When we see, again, the cycle economy. The cycle economy is a solution to keep the money in the village, to keep the people wishing to stay in the village, because the cycle economy is producing perspective for them and can deliver a future inside their home and not putting them leaving into the big cities or even going into another country. Implementation and development through business incubation. The program has the aim to analyze what type of lands are available, what kind of agriculture is best suitable for that land, and then propose business plans to attract investors or help the local community to see the opportunity and develop a business at home. The business incubation, we suggest, or we estimate that in our region we could incubate 50 agriculture businesses for local families, for families which are left to another place, or even to attract others to join the program and become a part of the smart region. Processing units, recycling, power plants, and for sure logistics to make it happen within the region. Another very important aspect of the program is to create added value through quality and brand. Developing an identity, a brand, and support the distribution of the local products is a very important issue. Many of the farmers in Romania has no chance to sell their outputs to the complex distribution channels available nowadays also in Romania. Every big chain is there, and they have not the possibility to have access to sell their outputs. In this way, we will design a local brand, focus on quality of the products to be able to have a good and effective revenue out of the products. The European value and added value of our project. And value which is very hard to explain sometimes. When I was asked what will be the added value for for Europe if the smart region in Sibiu will be financed as a pilot program. For sure, and all of us knows that the phenomenon of immigration from rural areas into the cities is all over Europe. Even in the high developed country of Germany, I visited villages which are with a lack of vision, with a lack of strategy, how to be or to stay attractive for their citizens. As much as better we can use local chains to use the local resources and value them many times, we can have jobs and attractiveness for people to stay at home and don't have the desire to look for a better future in a big city or in another country. Starting from the need to combat the phenomenon of migration, of migrating rural population to urban centers at European level, the Smart Rec project is developing a model applicable throughout the community, a model whereby local authorities capitalize on local resources using cutting-edge technologies in local resource management. In particular, the capitalization of local products through several industrial phases creates new jobs at the local level, but especially the valorization and recycling of the biomass resources in an integrated system diminish dependence on fossil fuels. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor having the chance to introduce a program which I'm working already 10 years for. I believe that cycle economy is a solution for many local problems, and as better we understand that every piece of waste is a resource and be able to implement technologies in the local level, in the local villages, as better we can keep communities running and prosperous. Thank you very much.
That's a token of appreciation for you. Okay. Cheers. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have another very interesting innovation. It's called Groove. How to use your dead space on the rooftop, effectively use it to neutralize environmental impacts. Am I right? Okay. So Mr. Nicolas Sita is representing the Economic Development Council for Construction of Luxembourg. Over to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nicolas Zita. I'm working in Luxembourg for the Economic Council for Sustainable Development of Construction, and I'm here to introduce you to the Groove project, which means greenhouses to reduce CO2 on the roofs. So Groove is an Interreg funded project, Interreg Northwest Europe. It's composed of 11 partners, and those partners are all seated in the room, so they will say hello to you very soon. Groove is about using rooftop greenhouses to reduce CO2 emissions. And how to do that? More precisely, we are working on solutions to create synergies between the rooftop greenhouse and the building below. And this participates to the local food production and decreasing of CO2 emissions. So the 11 partners in the project are constituted of different profiles. We have universities, we have research centers, but also private companies. And they are all working on different fields like construction, energy, and economics and plant production. And so Groove project is working on three ways, three directions. We are working for today. In fact, today we are currently implementing 4 rooftop greenhouses as pilots, and they are located in France, Germany, Belgium, and Luxembourg. I will give you more details about this project later on. We are also working for tomorrow. We are currently helping and coaching 10 early adopters to help them build their own rooftop greenhouse project. So those are also different profiles, and they will benefit from us. They will benefit from 1 year coaching from us, and I will also tell you more later on. And the final axis is sustainability, because what we want is that our efforts are made sustainable. So we want to make sure that the rooftop greenhouses is seen as a solution to participate to reduction of CO2 emissions, and that it can be developed further after the project ends. So, as an introduction, I would like to present you some rooftop greenhouse projects, existing ones, because it's not brand new. It's already well developed in Asia, also in America and Canada. And so you can see 3 pictures here. The first one in the upper left corner is Gotham Greens. It's located in USA. It's built on the supermarket. The upper right corner, it's Lufa Farms. It's one of the first one existing in the world. It has been, it's built in Montreal, in Canada, and it's built on a distribution center. So they are very specific business model beyond that. And the last one, in fact, I put the picture there, but we are now more in touch with them, because they are one of the 10 early adopters we are coaching. But when I put the pictures, they were not yet. In fact, it's located in France, in Tours. It's a greenhouse built on housing building. So it's the objective is to provide food to the inhabitants. So it's also a different model. So, yeah, you've seen the existing greenhouses, the different model, and why did they do that? Why did they build these rooftop greenhouses? Because of different things. Because they needed to reuse the energy from the building, because they need to produce food locally, and they need to produce food locally and improve urban resiliency, food resiliency. And that's one of the big topic also for certain cities in Europe. So more concretely, I would like to introduce you to our 4 pilots we have in the project. So the first one is located in Germany. It's in Bürstadt, so it's not really far from here. It's a small rooftop greenhouse built on the model of the ancient Chinese greenhouse. It had been a bit modified. In fact, it's a solar greenhouse. It's using the sun to heat the greenhouse, but also to produce electricity while they are shading the plants. So it's a multi-purpose greenhouse, and it will be part in the future of a larger campus. With the objective of producing food while reducing CO2 emissions. So it's a food and energy campus. The other project is located in Jean-Blou. It's in Belgium. It's in the roof of the University of Liège. It's Jean-Blou Agrobiotech, a special branch of the university. And it's a research greenhouse, so it's a different model also. They built the greenhouse has a special design with several compartments where they can have different climates in the compartments. So there is a lot of thinking behind to find the best way and the best technologies to answer the specifications. There is another one in Luxembourg, in Bétambourg. For this one, they try to answer one specific topic. In fact, we had a communication with the municipality, and the municipality thought the a classic greenhouse on the top of on the roof is ugly. They say it's ugly, and well, we agree with them because we have no choice. It's the municipality; they decide everything. So here, IFSB worked with an architect office, Steinmetz de Meyer, to produce a greenhouse which does not look like a greenhouse. Normally, in the top of the building, it looks more integrated. Well, a bit different, of course, because it's in glass and steel, but yet more integrated than a classic greenhouse. So you have also another view, here. You see the shape is a bit different. And the last one is located in France, very close to Paris, in Saint-Denis. It will be built by Ferme de Galie. It's located on an existing farm, and there they needed a rooftop greenhouse because they can't produce all the food they would like to produce on the ground because it's polluted, and they need a rooftop greenhouse to produce different kinds of vegetables. And they will build the greenhouse on a multi-purpose building. So we are all the consortium, working on reference scenarios, and specifically the IFAS team, and I would like to thank them. I know they're in the room. Because we need to compare the performance of our greenhouse to references. But as you can imagine, there is not much literature about rooftop greenhouses because it's new. It's also very different from a classic greenhouse in Europe that could be hectares on the ground. Here we are not talking about hectares, but more 1,000 or 100 of square meters. So they are currently working on a special model to measure our performance. Then I'm speaking about tomorrow. So that was today. What we do for tomorrow is to coach 10 candidates, 10 early adopters that have the project to build their own rooftop greenhouse. And they have different profiles. They are composed of social projects, commercial projects. They are located mainly in France, Belgium, and Luxembourg. So, you can ask more information later on, if you like, at the gala dinner. We will disclose very soon more information about their profile because the coaching just started. So we need time to know them. And they will benefit from us for a 1-year coaching, and we will just help them on the different aspects of the implementation of a rooftop greenhouse. And last but not least, we will participate to different events during the coming months, weeks even, to spread the word, also to try to convince people that rooftop greenhouse is not just here to be beautiful, but it could be really useful for create synergies with the building. And we will present our results at the different events you can see here. So Batimat and Civil in France. There is also the Smart City Congress in Barcelona in November. And we are participating to the Urban Greenhouse Challenge, which is organized by the University of Wageningen, where we are coaching a team of students which are designing a rooftop greenhouse which will be integrated in China. So I thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us or to talk with me at the gala dinner. Otherwise, you can find us. We have a brand new community on the construction21.org. And yes, you can find many information on the project, the candidates, and the pilots. Thank you very much.
We have a slide token of appreciation for you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Our next presenter is Professor Dr. Ousmane Thiaré. He's the president of the Gastonberger University of St. Louis. He's going to share with us the strategy for energy independence for the universities in Senegal. Over to you, sir. Oh, yeah, you're representing.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
So, okay, I need the pointer.
Yeah, it's here, right there.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you. Bonsoir à tous. Merci de me donner l'opportunité de vous présenter l'analyse des besoins énergétiques au niveau de l'Université Gaston-Berger de Saint-Louis. Nous voulons profiter de cette tribune pour féliciter les uns et les autres des présentations de qualité qui ont été faites depuis ce matin et remercier les organisateurs de nous avoir associés à cet événement. Nous sommes venus apprendre de l'économie circulaire. C'est un concept tout à fait nouveau pour moi, je l'avoue, parce que de par ma formation de scientifique, j'ai été plus orienté dans les questions un peu d'analyse des besoins énergétiques, de calcul de profil, etc., etc. Donc, pour faire cette présentation, je suis accompagné de mon collègue Dignoum Diouf et du président de notre université, le professeur Ousmane Thiaré. Et le plan de l'exposé, c'est sur 4 parties. D'abord, la présentation naturellement de notre université, la quantification des besoins énergétiques de l'université, pour ensuite basculer dans le projet UGB Énergie. UGB veut simplement dire Université Gaston-Berger. Parce que dans cette université, nous avons un projet qui consiste un peu à s'autonomiser le plus en énergie, en fourniture d'énergie électrique. Et nous terminerons par une conclusion. Nous commencerons la présentation de l'UGB par 3 photos. L'entrée principale de notre université, la tour qui permet de voir l'université de loin dès qu'on est dans la zone de Saint-Louis, et le campus social, là où loge la majorité, disons pratiquement la totalité des étudiants de notre université. Parce que la particularité de cette université, je dirais que tous les étudiants pratiquement logent dans le campus. L'université a été créée en 1990 et portait à l'origine le nom Université de Saint-Louis. Elle a été rebaptisée Gaston Berger, qui est un philosophe français d'origine sénégalaise, en 1997. Quelques dates pour l'histoire de l'université. Le début des constructions date de 1974, quand le président du Sénégal était le défunt président Senghor, qui, avec son homologue congolais, qui, je le souligne, était docteur en énergie solaire, ont posé la première pierre de cette université-là. Et l'université a débuté son fonctionnement en 1990 avec une première cohorte de 600 étudiants seulement, avec 4 facultés au départ. Et aujourd'hui, l'université compte environ 12 000 étudiants qui sont répartis dans 8 facultés et un institut polytechnique. Nous avons ici une image Google Maps de la superficie de l'université. Je vais y revenir, qui couvre environ 240 hectares, avec un campus pédagogique localisé dans cette zone, et tout le reste, c'est le campus social, avec une particularité d'une ferme agricole qui est là, qui est la zone d'expérimentation d'une des facultés de cette université. Nous avons ici une piscine olympique, pilotée par une UFR qui s'occupe des questions de sport et de formation, et les autres UFR un peu sont localisés dans cette zone-là. La tour que je montrais tout à l'heure se trouve ici. La ville de Saint-Louis, qui abrite l'université, est une ville entre l'océan Atlantique et le fleuve Sénégal. Donc nous avons de l'eau, et c'est une ville historique qui a été classée patrimoine historique, patrimoine mondial par l'UNESCO. Et l'université se trouve à environ 12 km de la ville de Saint-Louis. Nous avons, je l'ai dit tout à l'heure, 8 facultés et un institut polytechnique. Et nous sommes de la faculté des sciences appliquées et de technologie, nous de la délégation de l'Université Gaston Berger. Dans cette faculté des sciences appliquées et de technologie, nous y faisons les enseignements classiques de mathématiques, de physique et d'informatique au niveau de la licence. Et au niveau du master, nous avons des spécialisations dans le domaine de l'énergie, une spécialisation en énergie renouvelable, une autre spécialisation en électronique et télécom. Nous avons aussi des masters de mathématiques et des masters d'informatique. Je ne vais pas rentrer dans les détails, sinon ça va nous prendre beaucoup plus de temps. En termes de population, nous ne sommes pas nombreux en personnel enseignant et de recherche. Nous sommes 312 pour 520 personnels administratifs, techniques et de services. Et aujourd'hui, nous avons 11 000, j'aurais dû corriger, c'est 11 736 étudiants, répartis comme suit. Au niveau de la licence, c'est le plus gros lot. Ensuite, au niveau, vient le niveau master. Et ici, au niveau du doctorat, nous avons 631 candidats doctorats. Nous avons ici une salle de lecture de la bibliothèque centrale de l'université. Toute cette population que nous avons au sein de l'université consomme de l'énergie, particulièrement de l'énergie électrique. Nous avons dans ce travail essayé de quantifier les besoins d'énergie électrique pour notre université. Pour rappel, la Société nationale d'électricité, qu'on appelle la Sénélec, est notre pourvoyeur unique, je dirais principalement, de l'énergie électrique utilisée dans l'université. Et l'université a souscrit au niveau de la Sénélec à une puissance de 870 kW. Nous avons à l'intérieur de l'université 10 transformateurs ainsi distribués. 2 transformateurs de la Sénélec, 4 groupes diesel, dont 2 sont hors fonctionnement actuellement. Et au niveau du campus social, CRUS veut dire Centre régional des œuvres universitaires de Saint-Louis. Et au niveau du CRUS, il y a aussi 4 stations, avec un peu les puissances qui sont ainsi réparties. Notre analyse des besoins énergétiques pour l'UGB consistait à calculer les caractéristiques, à évaluer les caractéristiques des différents appareils électriques communément utilisés dans l'enceinte de l'université, à savoir les sources d'éclairage, les ordinateurs, les systèmes d'air conditionné, etc. Et d'en déduire la consommation globale en fonction des durées d'utilisation. L'analyse a été conduite selon ce processus. Détermination du nombre d'appareils électriques pour chaque secteur du campus pédagogique. Nous nous sommes focalisés uniquement dans ce travail au campus pédagogique. Nous avons évalué la puissance nominale de chacun de ces appareils et ensuite, nous avons aussi évalué le nombre d'heures de fonctionnement ou d'opération par jour ou bien par semaine selon le type d'appareil. Et en remarque, nous avons noté que nous avons supposé que les lampes et les ordinateurs fonctionnaient environ 12 heures par jour et 6 heures la semaine, alors que l'éclairage public fonctionnait tous les jours, toutes les nuits. Ce qui nous a conduit à ce diagramme. Sur ce diagramme, nous avons les différents bâtiments du campus pédagogique. Les bâtiments sont référenciés par les lettres de l'alphabet. Bâtiment A, la puissance, bâtiment B, etc. Nous avons ici le bâtiment qui consomme le plus d'énergie, qui est le centre de calcul. Naturellement, ça peut se comprendre parce que c'est là où nous avons notre data center, c'est là où nous avons aussi pratiquement l'ensemble des salles de TP d'informatique pour les étudiants. Et il faut aussi souligner que tous les étudiants de l'université ont au moins un cours d'informatique. Et ici, nous avons la répartition de la puissance nominale totale en fonction des charges. Les ordinateurs de bureau, nous voyons que ce sont eux qui consomment la plus grande énergie, suivi des lampes néons. Nous en avons toujours, suivi d'autres lampes néons de 60. Ça, c'est les lampes néons de 120, les lampes néons de 60. Et ce qui nous a, la somme de toutes ces puissances était de 384 environ kilowatts pour une énergie d'environ 4000 kWh par jour. Et ceci nous a conduit à des factures d'électricité d'environ 20 millions de francs CFA par mois, environ donc 30 000 euros. Ce qui fait que c'est une lourde charge sur le budget de l'université et qu'actuellement l'université doit beaucoup d'argent à la compagnie d'électricité, qui ne nous coupe pas pour plusieurs raisons. Et il faut aussi souligner que ce travail-là que nous avons fait, nous l'avions fait alors que le nombre d'étudiants n'était pas encore à 12 000. Nous l'avions fait alors qu'il y a des bâtiments nouveaux qui ont été augmentés dans l'enceinte de l'université. Ce qui fait que ce travail doit être mis à jour, cette fois non seulement par le calcul, mais par un dispositif de collecte de données qui peut être un dispositif beaucoup plus fiable. Par rapport au projet énergie, UGB énergie, nous avons des objectifs spécifiques. Le premier objectif, c'est des études de faisabilité. Pour l'implémentation d'un système solaire, nous avons choisi le système solaire photovoltaïque pour plusieurs raisons sur lesquelles je ne reviendrai pas ici, parce que nous avons au moins l'ensoleillement suffisant, nous avons l'espace, nous avons un peu l'expertise et du point de vue de la formation aussi, nous sommes en train d'implémenter un master énergie renouvelable avec option énergie solaire. Nous voulons aussi proposer des solutions de rationalisation de l'énergie, de la consommation d'énergie au niveau du campus pédagogique. Il y a des mesures d'efficacité énergétique qu'il faudrait mettre en avant, en premier lieu, avant de pouvoir penser faire l'implémentation de notre système. Et proposer des solutions viables concernant l'éclairage public. Ce que nous avons vu hier avec l'ANS nous conforte dans cette proposition-là. Et ensuite, proposer des solutions spécifiques pour un centre qui dépend de l'UGB, qui est le CRDS, un centre de ressources documentaires du Sénégal, qui n'est pas dans l'enceinte de l'université, mais qui abrite en son sein des ouvrages de collection très rares et des documents qui ont besoin d'être préservés. Nous devons aussi proposer des solutions pour une fourniture d'énergie au niveau de la bibliothèque centrale qui fonctionne tous les jours au moins jusqu'à 22 heures le soir. Okay. Les résultats attendus de ce projet, c'est assurer un peu la continuité et le bas coût de la consommation d'énergie et essayer de diminuer de 25% la consommation d'énergie au niveau de l'université et contribuer au moins à la réduction des gaz à effet de serre. Nous avons timidement commencé le processus UGB énergie en mettant un champ photovoltaïque d'une puissance installée de 7 kW crête au niveau du centre de calcul. Comme on l'a montré tout à l'heure, c'est au centre de calcul qu'on a la plus grosse consommation avec un ensemble, un parc de batteries, un onduleur et un coffret électrique. Ceci nous a permis au moins d'alimenter la salle des serveurs, le data center, au moins pendant les heures de fort ensoleillement. Donc, ceci actuellement satisfait la demande de 25 kWh et la charge et l'ensemble des serveurs donc, du data center du centre de calcul. En conclusion, nous disons que le besoin en énergie électrique est urgent, il est là pressant, et nous avons aussi besoin d'un changement de comportement. Et ce que nous avons vu aujourd'hui concernant l'économie circulaire nous conforte dans notre position et nous donne de nouvelles orientations concernant notre projet. Et nous avons aussi la possibilité d'explorer d'autres sources parce qu'au niveau de la côte jusqu'à la zone de Saint-Louis, nous avons des vents favorables avec des vitesses qui peuvent atteindre parfois 6 mètres par seconde pour exploiter au moins l'éolienne. Nous avons aussi commencé à exploiter la biomasse et à l'aide aussi de la coopération décentralisée avec IFAS, par exemple, et la municipalité de Saint-Louis, nous sommes en train de travailler pour atteindre nos objectifs. Je vous remercie.
sorry to have rushed you. That's a token of appreciation. Thank you very much. Our next presenter is known to you. He's my esteemed colleague, Dr. Michael Knaus. He promised me that he'll be very brief. He's going to introduce you to the Global IMAT Network University. Michael?
Thanks, Rana. I can't promise that I'm briefer than you with your introduction. So we heard a lot about circular economy research. We heard a lot about circular economy consultancy, a lot about policies, and I would like to round that up with our circular economy education. And we have our IMAT program. IMAT is a dual master degree program where we look into a study topic which is the financial, organizational, managerial implementation of zero-emission and circular economy systems. So whatever you heard and all this range of topics which have been covered by all our previous speakers is what we try to bring into the classroom, what we try to bring in the mind of our young people, where we try to change the mindset of this future generation and prepare them to act as change maker for the future. And we start this endeavor also with a dual purpose. We aim to invite young, bright minds from all around the globe to come to Germany to learn about the German environmental management, philosophy, law, and technologies, and send them back as ambassadors for sustainabilities, recognizing and recalling the Almata and also the German technology providers, and promoting a little bit of this German philosophy, management, but also technologies. So we try to combine education with export promotion. Historically, we started in 2003 as a follow-up of an INVENT measure. INVENT is a German educational profile where they invited young, bright minds from Latin America. We taught them, and they asked us to come up with a master program where they could complete their study in circular economy, which we did in 2004, and we inaugurated our first Master of Science program, which was under the patronage of the German environmental minister, which was Mr. Trittin at that time. And in 2006, we have been asked by our DAD, the German Academic Exchange Service, whether we would like to export this study idea abroad, because they had a funding program called German Study Programs Abroad, and they would like to counterbalance a little bit the development of satellite campuses of UK and American universities. And we happily accepted the invitation and exported our study program as a Master of Engineering to Japan. And in 2008 and 12, we enlarged our network towards Brazil, Morocco, and Turkey. In 2015 and 18, again, with the help of the DAD, we set up a strategic partnership and looked into the opportunity to put all these dual degree programs under one roof, under one umbrella, and letting the student decide where to study and give them a confirmed degree, which I'm going to explain later on a little bit. And in 19, we are already at the edge of including new partners. In particular, my pleasure is to have our colleagues from the Hindustan University, which will present directly after me, which had a signing ceremony yesterday, as well as our colleagues from the Oman, which are joining the network. So the network is growing. We hope to cover each significant region as an educational hub within the next couple of years. And I just show you a couple of pictures over the years. Maybe you recognize the one or the other on the picture and see how young and how slim they had been, in particular me at that time. Good. So that is our current setup. We have 5 partners from all around the globe where we offer individual dual degree programs. This is what we are going to expect in the next years to come. We recently submitted a DAD proposal covering the entire African region, and we desire to set up at least at 5 universities in 5 countries a new African IMAT teaching program, as well as with universities from Bhutan, Sri Lanka, and India. And the idea is that we put this interdisciplinary education globally. So we teach our students natural science, a little bit to learn from the nature in ecosystem management, a little bit of engineering science in the field of water, energy, resource management, but also mobility. And then we address how to convince people to follow this change, how to convince people to make some actions in intercultural communication. But most important, as Peter emphasized this morning, is that we provide the students the ability to address the most essential question of decision makers. How much does it cost? And how fast do I get my money back? So we're teaching them also in business planning, and in finance, and a little bit in political science and climate change to round up their profile. So all this is not only a theory, but we try to teach that in practice. So the students are here at the third semester. We try to do excursions like you experienced this week with all these nice environmental technology sites. We are inviting companies to come over and teach their technologies, their approaches in the classroom, and set them up with students who have offered interesting internships, but also master theses. And we are taking our students out in the field. It's called a traveling university. Students call it a boot camp, where we take our final year students abroad for a 10-day program to come up with a solution for a pressing issue. Good, he's eating in my time. Perfect. IMAT is a product of Germany. As I told you, we are under the patronage of the Environmental Ministry. We received the support of the German Ministry of Education and Research, as well as the Academic Exchange Services. We are also registered as a UNESCO Light Tower project for sustainable education. And we had a vision in 2015 until 2018, and that was fulfilled with all our colleagues, with Fase from Japan, Pia from Mexico, Mauricio from Brazil, and Abdelghami from Morocco. Our idea was that we are tired of traveling, and we would like to see the students traveling. And the students could decide where they would like to study a semester or two, whether they study in Brazil, the industrial application, or in Japan, sustainability management from the social perspective, or to study renewable energy in Morocco in their Master of Science in Sustainable Energy Management, to look a little bit into efficiency and building automation in Mexico, or in Taiwan, urban design and development, a little bit more architectural organized. And we can include basically any new partners in the future in that scheme. So the universities are offering their unique strengths in a condensed 1 or 2 semester, and the students decide where they go. And despite the foundation courses, which we are teaching jointly together using joint teaching materials, we are offering so-called courses of global interest. So all our colleagues are teaming up in a virtual and a blended e-learning seminar. Every colleague is offering a 60 minutes presentation via video conference with a 30 minutes question and answer. So we cover circular economy at all places all around the globe. That's the guiding principles. And then we have covered already 10 speeches, and 5 will be conducted in the classroom by each individual lecturers, putting the presentations of his colleague into perspective. So students learn the development of circular economy from all different angles, from all different countries. They are teamed up with their classmates in Brazil, in Taiwan, in Mexico, in Morocco, and where else, and work together on individual presentations which are recorded and uploaded. In addition to that, we usually invite the students to come over at the third place at this unique campus, as the environmental campus has to offer all the things what we teach in the textbooks in reality, and then the students are going to do their master thesis wherever they like. And wherever they stay and study, they get a conferred degree by this participating university. So we call this a virtual university network, where the student decide where they would like to study, where the student decide what they would like to study, and we welcome any environmental related study programs to join us in the future. And we hope that this is a new form of Erasmus Mundus program. We hope it's a new form of a circular economy education, and we hope it's an interesting part. And I'm very happy to announce our colleague, the Vice Chancellor from Hindustan, next to me, to introduce their profile, because he will be the Green MBA, which is missing in our portfolio. We have a Master of Science, we have a Master of Engineering, and hopefully, with the help of our Indian friends, we have a Master of MBA in the future as well. And with that, I'll thank you. I hope I didn't eat too much time, and we wish us all a nice evening. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Though that was a very high-speed presentation, I believe some of you got the gist of the idea. So most of the young folks, those who are in their bachelors, you have an opportunity to join. So our last presenter for today is Professor Dr. Kuncharya Isaac. He's the Vice Chancellor of Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science. He will present to you their strategy on zero-emission campus. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being the last presenter of the day. So, I bring greetings from India and the Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science. We are here. We have become the partner of the IMAT. Now, I just would like to give the... Yeah, thank you. It's about what we are doing in a modest way in our campus to be part of achieving zero emission or net zero emission. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Just before going into that, I just wanted to tell you that the climate change we have been discussing over the last 2-3 days here, and what is for past, present, and the future, I just would like to give 1 or 2 slides to just introduce that again to you at the last or the fag hour of this day. See, if you look at it, you will find that Europe, you're much better. The quantity of carbon dioxide emissions in gigatons is very less here. But when you proceed, we are not that bad. We are in the middle India. But China produces the maximum. This is probably, I just come to that and describe something what we do in India regarding that. Just next one. See, this is something which we have also been discussing, that the temperature is rising over the period from 1850 to 2010. You will find that the global temperature change is something like 1 degree centigrade here. And this is not just mere natural variations. This is something which is a warming signal to everyone. Now, this is again carbon dioxide level emissions. And you will have to look at the various factors which you will see, the natural and the human factors. The natural factors only. So how all these factors are contributing to the global warming. Now, this is something again, a picture of the globe where you will find that it is towards the Arctic region, the temperature is rising. But if you look at this figure, you will find that we are much better in terms of carbon dioxide emissions per person. India is doing very good, 2.5, whereas United States is on the very high side of it. Even Europe. But the population of India is 1.3 billion. So we are much better with 2.5's average carbon dioxide emissions in gigatons. So why it is so? See, look at India, Delhi, the capital of India. We had a severe air pollution. This has happened because of the burning of the stubble, which is the wheat root on the agricultural fields surrounding the Delhi. So what has happened is this has created a very big pollution level. The government of India has acted to it. They said even they have implemented a scheme by saying that the contribution from the vehicle emissions could be reduced by restricting the movement of vehicles by odd even. Odd, the registration number ending with odd only can do on one day, the next day it's the even. But today, I also wanted to tell you that we are celebrating Diwali this year. There's a big festival in India. During the Diwali festival, only 2 types of crackers are permitted in India. Only 2 types to reduce the pollution level, sound level. So that is required by the Supreme Court of India, the highest legal authority of India. No noisy crackers, only green crackers are permitted, which will reduce the noise pollution by 30%. So these are the things which we are doing in a very modest way to achieve to arrest the global warming. This is what I just wanted to tell you before going into what we do in our campus. This is the campus of Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, which is located at Chennai, towards the southern part of India. Yesterday I had given, day before yesterday, I had given a presentation about the institute. We have about 150 acres of land with about 10 lakh square feet area with 31 buildings is where we have about 7,000 students and 500 faculty and about 500 research scholars working on various aspects. So what we do is we are doing in terms of zero waste management. What we do is water treatment, green belt development, rainwater harvesting, wastewater treatment, solar energy, providing solar energy, we are tapping solar energy, solid waste management, and we are also doing a few initiatives for reducing the carbon dioxide. So these are the initiatives which are being carried out by our institute in our campus. Again, a signal for me to stop, I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. See, we treat our water. We have a reverse osmosis plant kept for which can take care of about 4,500 liters per hour. So that's how we treat our water and use it for our human consumption. See, this is green belt development. Our campus is very green. Your colleagues who have come from this university, which is part of another DAT project, they are very much impressed by the campus, the green environment. The temperature in the campus is roughly 2 to 3 degrees less than the temperature outside the campus. So this is, as I said, we have a lush green campus. We have about 400 plus trees in the developed area. This is the temperature which I just mentioned. Yeah. This is again the green belt development, which we do it based, the water which we treated, the water we use from the toilets and all, which we treat it and use it for the green development of the campus. We have a scheme which we know that every year we plant trees. We have the government initiative is to have one student, one tree. This is a scheme which has been announced by the government of India. We also wanted to take part in it. So this is something which we are part of it. This is something which, this is the inaugural function of that. We have a tree plantation again done. These two happened within 1 month. You can see Mr. Ashok Verghese here, who is sitting here in the audience. This is again what we do is the rainwater. We recharge our wells. You find that our wells are recharged. We find that the ponds in the campus are recharged with the rainwater. Then we have the wastewater treatment, which we use it by the normal procedures of the carbon filter, the pressure sand filter, aeration tank. All these are available to treat the wastewater, and the wastewater is reused. Again, the wastewater is reused to make the campus a lush green campus. We have a solar panel, which is only a very modest way. We have started with 100 kilowatt. So this is, we are taking care of our partial requirement of the energy requirement of the campus, which we will have to do further. This is, we do it, the waste leaves are converted into manure. This is something which we do it for organic farming. And we even share the manure with the people who are residing outside the campus, adjacent to the campus. Yeah, this is another initiative which we have. We wanted to have the campus a plastic free. The government of India is also very particular that we cannot carry the plastic bags. Plastic bags are completely banned. So you have got to use the paper bags. The initiative which we have seen here was very much, we were very appreciative of how the grass is converted into paper, and then you can convert it into paper bags. So this is a plastic-free campus, so we wanted to avoid completely the plastic. And we are also trying to do something to convert the plastic back to oil. There are some research projects which are happening around Chennai. This is, again, the sanitary pads disposal machines which are kept, and we also have some other schemes also which are happening for that. I just wanted to take 2 more minutes. We have certain centers of research in our campus, and there are 3 centers of research which are doing some kind of activities towards green environment. The first one is the Center for Sustainable Technologies. This is one center which is working there. Then the next one is Center for Sensors and Process Control, and the last one is the Center for Clean Energy and Nano Convergence. These are the 3 centers of research which are aiding us in this process and also contributing to the literature. So the activities which we do is the one is recovery of the hydrogen from the wastewater is some project. We are also into the process of carbon dioxide sequestration methods, development of carbon dioxide sequestration methods, and this is one of the, as you know, this is one of the 14 grand challenges of the National Academy of Engineering of the USA. Then we also are in the process of bio-oil production from algae and utilization of that in the internal combustion engines. Probably, I don't know how long the internal combustion engines will last, because we are into the electric vehicles now. And biogas production from food waste is also being attempted. This is, again, some of the projects which I just told you. This is another one is the segregation of the waste. I mean, you know that we are not that disciplined in segregating the waste at the household or at the industry level and supplying it to the treatment plants. So we require some kind of a system which has to segregate the different kind of waste. So our Center for Sensors and Process Control have developed a system by which even if the waste comes as one unit, I mean one mixed one, then it can be segregated by using this technology which has been developed by them. This is the Center for Clean Energy and Nano Convergence, with are addressing issues with respect to the energy sector. They are doing research in battery technology, the development of storing the energy. This is what, and hydrogen fuel cells is also part of that. So this is all what I just wanted to tell you what is happening, and our proposals are to have to make our campus as a 100% sustainable campus, to develop this as a model campus for the entire country, the vast country of India, where we have 1,000 universities and 40,000 educational institutions. So we just wanted to develop our campus, and I do hope that all the partnering institutions, numbering about 14, 15 universities of the IMAT, is going to help us in developing this campus, our campus. And we are also going to be sending our students as part of this in the dual degree program. We have already taken that's what Mr. Michael Noss has already told you, that our MBA students are coming here in the second semester, in the third and the fourth semester, to have their courses going on. So this is what I just said in technology for storing energy and the hydrogen fuel cells, conservation, design of infrastructure for the green rating. We have the green rating system which will happen, and develop in the Sun Institute of Technology and Science as a model demonstration campus for the entire country, which I thought probably with the help of IMAT we could make it for the entire globe. With this, this is something which is difficult, but we have got to strive hard to make it to happen. And with all the, this being the last presentation of the day, I would really thank you for your patient listening. Thank you very much. Let us work together to make it happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. Thank you. That's tiny token of appreciation.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very
Sure.
much. To officially close this conference and session, Michael is here. He will say a brief thank you to everyone. So over to you.
I really keep it brief, but first of all, let me thank Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Isaac for the wonderful final presentation. He concluded whatever we got here today on the table in a very nice manner. Thanks to all our participants, speakers, students, guests, and friends for being with us for this long and tiring day. We are going to rechange the entire place now to a nice restaurant where we have our gala dinner in about 1 hour time. So the faster we are out, the faster we are in. So with that, I don't make much more words. I say a big, warm, well-hearted thank you to all of you. Merci beaucoup. Shukran to our Arabic friends, muchas gracias Pia, muchas obrigado to our Portuguese lot, and arigato gozaimasu for our Japanese friends. And with that, be assured, outside are waiting some nice and cold drinks for you. Stand together, laugh together, talk a little bit about future projects, and we are going to open this door again in about 1 hour, then with a nice food, nice music, and a nice relaxing evening. Thank you very much.
Just one last thing, please, everybody who want to take a picture of all participants with a gala dinner, please bring your polo shirt with you. That would be nice. Thank you very much. See you later.